Afternoon, welcome to Your Biz on ThatChannel.com. I should say, sorry, welcome to Your Biz at ThatChannel.com on ThatChannel.com. My name is Randy Thomas and I'm your host. Normally I start off my rant, but today, no rant. I'm in too good of a mood, so I'm just going to skip right on by because I've got a great guest for you today, Mr. Ricky Neckles. He's an accomplished entrepreneur, dynamic speaker, and selfless community servant. And he's committed to the development and empowerment of today's youth. And he's also the former president of the National Society of Black Engineers. Ricky, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Randy, for having me.
Yeah, actually, Ricky and I, we actually met at what was it, the charity event?
The UFT Got Talent.
Yes, UFT
show.
Got Talent. You were emceeing,
yep.
And I was annoying you from the audience. Yeah,
you're an amazing judge. That's what you were.
Well, I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was kind of funny because I did get a note. I don't know if you heard about that, but somebody did pass me a note, asked me to be a little nicer.
Okay. Yeah. After the first routine.
Well, it was after the first couple. Accent. You know what the funny thing was that they thought that I actually got nicer, and it wasn't that at all. It was actually the acts were getting weaker.
Okay.
The acts were getting weaker, and I'm not one to beat on the weak.
Okay.
You know, if you understand what I'm saying,
Okay.
like we had some people that were their first time on stage, and so to me, I'm always about, like yourself, I'm very much about encouraging that and empowering that.
Yeah.
But somebody who's at a very high level, that maybe is just looking to go to the next level, I'm going to be a little tougher on them.
Yeah.
So anyway, today, what I'd like to talk about, I'd like to talk a little bit about yourself and how you've become who you are and what has motivated you. And then in the second half of the interview, what I'd like to talk about is your thoughts on business and the challenges that you face personally. Because this is a show about business, and it's targeted towards entrepreneurs out there who are watching. So again, let's learn a little more about yourself, and then after that, we'll get into the pains of being an entrepreneur and the joys.
Sounds good. It's hard to tell you about who I am today without going further back to where I started from. I was born in Grenada. I came to Canada when I was 3 years old. I grew up at Jane Weston Road in what we call the at-risk community area.
What?
An at-risk community.
At-risk, okay, gotcha.
The Mount Dennis community. Went to high school at York Memorial, Keele-Negginton. And at that stage, I was a young kid who was just about girls and sports. And it got myself through high school, ended up at University of Toronto in mechanical engineering. And that was a shocker to a lot of people around me who thought I was just going to be an athlete. Being at University of Toronto, I realized that I was the only one of the few black students there, and while I was getting to my education, I saw the need to give back to the community. So that sort of defined who I was at an early stage. From University of Toronto, I was the former president of the National Society of Black Engineers. Moving forward from there, I had an early opportunity to get into the corporate world. When I was 18, I was reporting to the senior vice president at Nortel. I was managing projects under $300 million. So at a young age, I was really exposed to the corporate world, the corporate lifestyle, and I thought that maybe this is not for me. And I was thinking entrepreneurship, but I was thinking way beyond engineering. So coming out of university, I had 5 job offers. I ended up taking one at Accenture as a management consultant. Through there, I got a lot of business savvy. I got a lot of business model skills, understanding how the game works. And I was actually sort of reached out to by one of my fellow engineering students who had a business idea. And that was TN Tech Canada. And that business is my first main venture that sort of took me onto the mainstream game. So I left Accenture to pursue the entrepreneurship dream. And it was rough, leaving the corporate lifestyle, going into a basement, running a business out of a basement for a few months. But today that company is the largest on-site paging service company in Canada. And many of you've used our products before. When you go to a restaurant, you're waiting for a table, it's busy, you get those pages that vibrate. That's one of our core products.
Been there a few times.
Yeah, so Jack Astor's, The Keg, Baton Rouge, Shoppers Drug Mart, some of our customers. In addition to the company that we've spent some time growing, I've also been involved in other business ventures and have created a holding company called Neckles Global Enterprise. And Neckles Global Enterprise holds TN Tech Canada as well as commercial and multifamily real estate. So I've been proud of myself in sort of being an expert in terms of leadership and the ability to put things together, take an idea, bring a feasibility study, bring the resources to bring it into a business, and then stepping out of it to move on to the next. So today I'm 24 years old. I run my company on King Street. I have an office there. I employ PR staff. I employ interactive marketing company. I employ property managers, sales staff, admin staff, across Canada, Edmonton, and mostly here in Toronto and Hamilton. So that's a quick overview of who I am in 5 minutes. I can spend another hour if you want.
No. That's a great. No, that's a great overview. That's a great overview. So let me ask you. I got to go back to the beginning when you mentioned that you were one of the only black students in mechanical engineering.
Yep.
Or were you talking to
in engineering, and one of the few in university. Period.
Right.
Right. Relative to the population of the university.
And how old were you when you started university?
17 years old.
17. Okay. Because at 18 you said you were working.
Yeah. So I had the opportunity to have internships through a program called Inroads that placed talented minorities into corporate culture. So I was at Nortel at age 18, literally working as a verification engineer.
Right.
Right.
Right. So let's tell us a little bit more about Neckles Global.
Yep. So Neckles Global Enterprise is simply a holding company, and it has investments in commercial real estate and businesses, both in the distribution business and also the manufacturing side as well.